What's good, y'all? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, joined by the squad in the building. Yeah. We got first off back in the building with all the boys. What's good, boys? How y'all feeling, man? We got JC in the building.
Love it.
JC as always. The super producer Joe Holt in the back, along with C Dub in the back as well, and of course coming to us from fabulous Indiana.
There's nothing fabulous out here, Pat, but thank you.
The pettiest man alive. I didn't put the whole address out there. Actually, if you want to check out P Kid's house, I've got a jam-packed show for you guys today, man. Appreciate you guys for showing love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. Is Justin Fields going to be back in Week 11? Matt Eberflus gives no answers. Bears currently controlling this draft, but we still need to see what we want to see from Justin Fields the rest of the way. And best and worst of the weekend. All that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Y'all know what to do, man. Leave that 5-star review. Stop playing with us, man. Hey, let's jump into this, boys. First off, I'm back. You guys are back. How y'all all feeling, man?
Welcome back. I feel good, feel great. It is Monday. And that's all I got to say.
And that's all he got to say. You heard the whole camera on him. He had nothing else.
Papered on.
And absolutely nothing else.
That's all I got to say.
And there you have it, homeboy.
And there you have it, homeboy.
Glad to see you back on vacation, man. Getting some suntan, you know. No, man, I'm excited about what's coming up this week, man. Good to see Fields get out there, and let's. I'm hoping he gets out there.
We'll see. Yeah, that's the first thing, right? Justin Fields has yet to be cleared for the Chicago Bears, so it'll be very interesting to see if he's going to be. I think, like, here at Flus Talk today, it felt like Flus Talk, and at this point,
Flus
that's kind of just like. Now, yeah, I mean, Flus Talk. Yeah, I mean, like, that's just kind of what we got. What did he say? Absolutely.
What's up your sleeve?
Like,
I got to get that. That's coming next week.
What's up your sleeve?
What's up your sleeve?
hey, what's up yours?
We got
crazy.
something.
That was crazy.
Your wallet.
Hey, what's up yours? But nah, man, I mean, like, today was basically just him going, you know, even though we all saw Justin Fields throwing, they were in individuals. He looks fine, looks like he's throwing the football fine. And he just goes, well, you know, it feels good, but you never know. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's us and sometimes it's them and sometimes we're them and sometimes they are us and we're not going to take it. And, you know, at the end, that's what you got to do.
He did his best, Tressman. What is it? What did
I don't know. Who's worse, him or Nagy, bro?
No. Tressman got to be the worst. But he was like, I didn't hear any of that. But everything I did hear, I heard some of it. But all of it I didn't hear.
Yeah.
Whatever that line was trash.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. We got a very interesting coaching staff in the building, but here's the thing, right? We got 7 weeks left into the season, and the Chicago Bears got to win. You got a heck of a stretch coming up. What do we need to see from Justin Fields to feel good about him heading into this final stretch of the season to where you're sitting there at the draft feeling like, okay, we need to address this, we need to address that, but I'm not taking Drake May, Bryce Young, or CJ. Good Lord, I said all the quarterbacks who have already been taken. Drake May, Caleb Williams, right? Michael Penix. I don't like the spelling of his name. Still on that. But what do y'all think, man? Like, what is, especially starting this week, what do you need to see from Justin Fields most coming back off of this thumb injury?
Well, you want to see the consistency that he showed before he got injured. I believe he had 9 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, or 1 interception before he got injured in those 2 games, Denver, Las Vegas, and I forgot who they played before that. But you saw him getting better and better without the running back help that Bajan had these past 2 weeks, without the offensive line kind of being a little bit more stable. And so when you add those 2 things to Justin Fields returning, you hope to see some real progress from him and also the stability from the line, because that's really what it is about, is the protection and also him just improving.
Yeah, I feel that he has improved. I mean, if you look at his numbers from last year, he only had 1 game that he threw over 200 yards. I mean, a lot of rushing yards, but he's already put together multiple 200-yard games, and then he's had the 2 monster games with the Denver and Washington. So I feel like I've always said I think, if he has limitations of reading the field, can he get to a point where I think he is a good passer, but it might take him a sec. It could be like the Russell Wilson situation. You insulate him or protect him with the running game, a very strong defense, and then that way that allows him to naturally grow into, one, learning whatever this offense is. He's had two offenses already. So, if they believe in him and can scheme for him, I'm happy we keep him. If they don't, then okay, we get whoever we got to get in for next year. Or it won't. Who says that even be next year? We don't know yet what they're going to do.
Yeah. To kind of echo on those points, man, I feel like Justin has already shown us who we need. Before he got hurt, this man led the league in touchdowns. And if you think about his connection with DJ Moore was elite. I forgot what the stat was on that, where it was like every time they connected, it was like, I think he was hitting like 90% of his throws, whatever the case may be. I feel like what Fields can do for this team with an offensive line that's gotten better, in my opinion, and then with a defense that's putting pressure on the other team's quarterback. And so now Fields doesn't have to put the whole team on his back to carry them to victory. We just need Fields to be really good. And it's like, we got all these unknown quantities with Drake May or Caleb Williams, these quarterbacks coming out. We don't know who's going to hit. Carolina didn't know who was going to hit. I mean, they thought they knew,
Well,
I ain't gonna lie to you. After watching that all 22, my God, I feel I went into that like feeling good about the fact that we beat Bryce Young and we didn't have to worry about that being the storyline. But I came out of that just like, that boy has no hope. Like his career will be over in 3 years because of Frank Wright. Yeah. It has nothing to do with his size. They call it nothing. Like I sat there and I do the same thing with them that I did with the Bears, where it was like, what's the goal of this play?
Yeah.
He looked pitiful. I ain't gonna lie.
And
he did look pitiful, 100%.
I think Bagent played so well in his backup role that it made us question whether or not Fields was the guy.
No.
And you don't think so?
It's not that. No one had tape on Bagent. You need 4 to 6 weeks.
Tape, it was very different.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, it's every quarterback. That's why CJ Stroud probably is talented, because they got enough tape on this guy and he's overcoming whatever these defenses are throwing at him. Bagent was already a limited guy. He couldn't beat out Fields in preseason or in training camp. So, he's probably a good player, but no one's seen him. Yeah. So now the whole point is that with Fields, the team could be they can insulate him enough where he's still growing and he's still a threat with his legs.
Yeah.
It's, do they want to buy into what he does or can do?
You got to build around him.
Yeah.
I mean, this draft should be focused on the line.
But I would say this too. Has Fields actually played where this defense was now shutting down people to a degree?
Here's the funniest thing about all of this, right? And kid, I want to get your thoughts on this too. Y'all realize we turned on Justin after a half of football?
Seriously.
Like the city turned on Justin after a half of football. Like Mugs act like they weren't all bought in on the 2 games. Like these people were like holding this man up on their shoulders, ready to put a crown on his head. And I was like, all right, let's see what he do versus Minnesota.
He led the league in touchdowns.
And then a half of football, and everybody was like, I'm out on him, man. This guy ain't got it. I was like, hey, man, like his center is out. But I think to the most important thing coming up now is the things that we saw. And this is not crazy to say. It's not hate on Justin Fields to say this. There are things Tyson Bagent does I want to see Justin Fields do.
Sure.
Yep.
But it's not that I don't want to see Justin Fields be who we've seen him be. Right. It's that I want to see you be able to add that to your game.
Add on.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's about everyone's accountable. And the thing is, I think you mentioned this before, right? Everyone's looking for this perfect quarterback that can see everything, make all the reads. Like every quarterback has a flaw. Yeah. And whether his flaw is if you don't give him any time and he's holding the ball, but we've seen him where he can do it. I just think that, I guess for future implications of building this team, they're in a great spot where they can still utilize Fields to a point where, if he does well and let's just say he's still you could be a 3,000 yard passer, which we haven't had, right? It was a 4,000.
4,000 we haven't
had. We had 4,000. So let's just say like we can get like Jared Goff is a serviceable quarterback. No one's saying he's going to the Hall of Fame, but he's winning games, right? Is he a step over the Brock Purdy situation? Great running game, very good defense. They have all the players around him, and he's learning in the system. Is Justin somewhere in there where then we want him to ascend to the upper echelon? We want him to be the Mahomes and the Aaron Rodgers and all that type of stuff. Yeah. So, even if we get a rookie, we're starting from behind unless they somehow get the second coming of,
CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
And what the funny thing about it is, Justin has to show us, like Pat said, what the rookie showed us, Tyson Bagent, and he has to pair that on a consistent basis. And so that's why the 2 games where we talk about, he led the league, this, that, and the other, that's great, but let's not overblow it as well. It's still 2 games. It's not like he did that every game leading up to it. We wonder why the city kind of turned on him in a half. It's because we got 2 games of, all right, this is our guy, this is what he wanted to be, and then he reverted back to, that's not our guy. Like, what's happening right now? And because he's been so inconsistent, it's like, we need some consistency moving forward. We don't want this haphazard. You're gonna give me, a 4 touchdown game and then not. Like, we went through that with Mitchell Trubisky. Say what you want to say. Mitchell Trubisky put up some great games, and then he put up some games. It's like, what the heck is going on? And it's that inconsistency. And that,
more what the heck is going on games than not. But,
oh, absolutely. But here, guess what? Justin has more what the heck is going on games from a passing perspective than not. But that's just the facts. Like
only thing again, like having that same conversation, like me and you had the other day when we were watching the game, right? From a passing perspective, what the heck is going on? But we had so many games last year where, from a figure out how the heck to get it done game, I felt good about Justin Fields.
He did it.
From you got to just go out there and do something because there's nothing else around you. Where I felt good about Justin Fields. Yeah. Like, would I like to see him be able to do that passing the football? Yeah. But when he was trying to pass the football, when he did lead you on game-winning drives, right? Like, I think, what was it, the Miami game? He led the Bears down the field to win the game. And then immediately the defense gets cooked for the loss. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, the moments, right, when everybody looks at the totality, the win-loss record, the everything, like just the stats themselves, you look at him and go, this dude has nothing, and there's never been anything, and there's never shown you anything. Where to me, I look at last season, a season where the team literally went, figure it out. And he figured it out a lot of times, but there weren't good enough pieces everywhere else for you to come away with those wins. Say what we want, right? The CJ Stroud wins don't happen. Now it's great to see him lead that team down the field twice, and I love it. I love what this kid is putting together. He looks amazing on the football field. But those wins don't happen if the defense in the last game doesn't go out and get one stop.
Right.
Those wins don't happen you're not in those positions if the Bengals can put together 4 quarters of a game at any game.
My only retort to that is CJ Stroud.
I just want to throw a shot at the Bengals right there. They're a trouble.
Like my only retort to that is CJ Stroud could have lost that game, and we still would have talked about how he performed because he performed that well. So it's not about the win-loss record. It's about how you perform as an individual, because we're evaluating you as the individual. We're evaluating your skill set as the QB. We can sit there and talk about the defense. We're not talking about wins and losses. We're talking about your individual performance. And we keep it a buck, and we keep it about our accountability. His individual performance has been up and down. And there's a lot of excuses that go into that. Whereas in some people who are in situations, they don't have those opportunities to make those same excuses. They just have to get it done. CJ Stroud against the Bengals, that pocket collapsing several times. He doesn't have the receivers Justin Fields has. He doesn't. They trust him to put that ball up in the air, and he delivers, which is why they consistently allow him to put the ball in the air. Very little screen passes because they trust him. Because he's earned that trust.
Did we not?
Justin has to earn that trust.
Did we not do that against Denver?
We did that against Denver.
Fields led them down on a game-winning drive yet again. And your coach made a decision to run the football on 4th and 1. A decision that, listen, I was fine with. Mm-hmm. But your coach made that decision to take the ball out of your playmaker's hand.
Yeah.
Then you end up losing that game as Denver comes down the other way and scores a touchdown.
Yeah, you still got the 50-50 of the coaching and the players. And so you can't have – it's like the 2 puppies. You can't have 2 puppies together. Typically, you have one that's like an older dog to teach the other dog some tricks. Both of them all learn at the same time. So everybody's making mistakes and still figuring it out, but someone's getting blamed for it instead of seeing the whole big picture. Yeah. What I do like is that I think with Fields sitting for about basically 4 weeks, I wonder if it helped him to see things and process a little bit more, right? A baby like
Hey, listen, it really puts in perspective. Hey, they really might give my job away.
maybe, but maybe there's other things that we've seen players play that I'm seeing some things. The whole point of the quarterback sitting for a year, anyways, is for him to get seasoned, to see the game, and then hopefully he can process it when he does play.
Yeah.
So with having about 4 weeks out, does it help him in terms of maybe seeing some things that he wasn't seeing before?
Let's take it here. Over the next 7 games, what do you need to see from Justin Fields to go out there and make you feel good? For me, I do need to see the arm talent, and I think that we will see him throwing the football. I think they have no choice over the next 7 games to basically just say, sling that pill, because Ryan Poles is going to come down and be like, stop running the football.
You ain't got no choice.
Sling that pill. Now, I think that you need to still have that.
No choice.
But he has to know that, right? So I think that, to me, if I see Justin Fields go out there and give me a 12 touchdown, 2 interception over 7 games, right? 7 games left.
Yeah.
12 passing touchdowns, whatever you do, rushing touchdowns or rushing touchdowns. 12 passing touchdowns, 2 interception. Give me 1,500 yards.
I'll take it.
You do that
That's
over
solid.
the next, because here's the thing, and this is the part that people need to understand. If he does that over the next 7 games, the Bears are going to be picking 16th with their pick.
Right.
Because they're going to win games, because the defense has improved. I'm not saying that it's a
And that
finished
puts us in the
product. I'm
playoff
not saying
picture,
it's
too.
elite, but the defense has improved. You're probably, if he gives you a game like that, you're probably in a situation where you finish the season out still around 7 wins.
And
Now, if he can't do that,
9 and 8.
then we can have it. Then it's a whole different
If
conversation.
they go on a run, either they go on a run, which is unlikely. They're 10-7. If they actually do okay, they can go 9 and 8.
Yeah.
And it gives them momentum going into the next year. I wouldn't look at it so much as numbers in the sense of like, did he look good as a quarterback and not lose games for us?
Yeah, but you can't give me 130 yards.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
say
I mean,
give
like
him
that's, and
130
now
yards.
you give me 130 yards and maybe 100
okay.
rushing yards because that's what the game dictated.
All right.
That's very different.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, 250 a game. All right, at a minimum. All right, do you want some numbers?
Yeah,
250
throw
a
some
minimum.
numbers at me, my guy.
He has to outplay. He has to outplay Tyson.
Touchdowns,
He has to have a
0 to 1 interceptions a game. I'm fine with that.
Gotta have a beautiful dog.
That's all I want, But I just think that he has command of the offense. That he doesn't look like a deer in headlights out there.
Yeah.
If he looks like he's not, capable, there's going to be games where you don't necessarily have a good game because they might have schemed for him. So I don't want to, levy that against him. But he has to get to a point where he is showing some form of consistency, and because even Bagent looked poised. Right, the first 2 games, he did not look good.
First,
He did not look good the last game.
Right.
But my thing is
He
like,
regressed.
if Fields is out there looking like a quarterback and he's commanding the offense, I'm happy with that.
I think the thing is too, though, right? Like, we also have to remember Bagent has gotten the best offensive line we've seen this Bears team put together.
Thank you.
In 3
Yes.
years.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hey, like he has gotten. I am so excited. Like, we at some point we got to have a conversation about we might have to pay Tevin Jenkins, and I don't know if I trust his back.
Time to pony up.
He's been all right.
he got
might have to
abused.
pay-
He
you
got
might have to pay
abused
Tevin
by.
He's been playing though.
He's been playing, but
He
he got
missed the first
abused in
4
the
weeks of the
passing
season.
game.
That was weeks ago.
He got abused last
I
game.
mean, Pat, at this point, this time, you have to understand, like, this line has protected over the last 3 games. You've had a running game for the first time. Justin ain't seen a running game this whole season.
True.
He's
We need
seen
our
it right
center.
Khalil Herbert gave him a couple of 150 plus yard
beginning-
games.
in the beginning.
Hey, I that's cap, dog. I
Yeah,
can't say that.
both the Washington games they
But
ran.
not
The Washington
consistent.
and the Denver game they ran the ball well.
It didn't even. It didn't
Well.
look.
But again, when they won the game, you played to win the game.
Uh-oh.
When they won the game,
Hello.
I got.
You play to win the game.
oh, Joe's got stuff.
Hello.
Hello, who was he talking to? Who was he
That was that reporter on it, whatever that lady is on the
Hey,
NFL.
bro, that was so. The hello is the most disrespectful thing. Like, of course we want to win the game. You played to win the game.
What I definitely would like to see.
Hello.
I would like to see if he's able to win. That like each quarterback, I think has the ability
mean be
to
like the
win
reason?
games. Like he could be the reason they win the game.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that
There's
is
going to
the
be
one thing I
times
will say
where the
about CJ
defense
Stroud.
might win the game. There's going to be times with the running game. But if Fields needs to be able to at least show that he can win a few of the games,
Yeah.
because
Hey, man, if he win this coming Sunday, That's big time.
Yeah.
Detroit.
rolling right
There's
now.
no joke.
Hey, that's big time.
Hey, listen.
Hey, Jared Goff MVP conversation.
Hold on. I'm gonna make the screen even on this one for me and Kid here. Hold on. Y'all get ready.
Come on, man.
Hey. I'm
up
off
alive.
I'm off of confidence, and I would love to be proven wrong. But I watched that defense yesterday.
That's the defense, boy.
I watched that offense yesterday. The defense got cooked. I watched that offense yesterday. Now, if he can go toe to toe with them, because that defense can get cooked.
man, I can't go.
Yeah.
That defense can get cooked. That Detroit defense has been so up and down. It's been hilarious, but boy, that offense. Boy,
But you know what? To your previous point, real quick, when you mentioned what Justin Fields has to do, when you mentioned that stat line of what did you say? In 7 games, he can put up 12 and 2.
12 touchdowns,
12
2
touchdowns, 12
interceptions,
touchdowns, and 2.
1,500 yards.
You add on the
That's
running
just the
game.
passing stuff.
Right,
so
just
I
the
don't know what he's
passing
rushing
game.
in.
So, and here's my thing. We're talking about the quarterback battle. What about the running back battle? Foreman's looked really good as the number 1.
I
would
like
just keep it
Foreman.
real with you.
Deontay
I would
Foreman
keep
don't
Foreman
block,
in
bro.
there.
I
He's
don't
been
care
our
what
best
nobody
running
say.
back all season.
I would keep Foreman
Hey,
in that
Deontay
boy.
Foreman make business decisions on blocking.
I would keep it a buck with you right now, though. Don't nobody care about the run game, dog. You want to know why? We evaluating us QB. Who is throwing this rock?
But you can't
We know,
ignore.
hey, we know we can. You know what we can always have? We've always had a decent run game. We've always had.
That means you
Yeah,
can't
but
ignore it.
You still have to be able to have that. You still have to be able to have a good run game to be able to go out there and properly evaluate Justin Fields. Because if not, you're basically telling the defense, we're only throwing this football, and the defense is going to say, okay, we're just going to play back there.
For real. But here's the thing: the season over. The season's about evaluation. You said it yourself.
Brian said it's not over,
Hey,
kid.
listen,
Honestly,
ask Don Burr. If the season was over, Dan Campbell would be fired, and Ben Johnson would not be the offensive coordinator there. They were 1-7.
Hey, Joe,
I'm not telling you that that's going to happen, but these were the exact
It's a
conversations that
possibility.
multiple teams were having last year. The season's not over till the season's over. Even Trevor had a good second half. Now, very different scenario, very different situation. And I think that we're further away build-wise than they were.
Yeah.
I think that they were a little further along in there. And listen, I think Ben Johnson is also a better play caller. But, I didn't think that through the first.
Agreed.
No, I did think that through the first 7 games. I did. I thought Ben Johnson was a good play caller last year. They defense
he was
couldn't
high
stop
on
nobody.
Ben Johnson.
They was getting beat by like 41-43 last year. So I thought the offense was on point. Their defense just couldn't stop nobody.
Shout out to Steve-O for a minute. Running back has always helped quarterback since the beginning of time. That was my point, is that when you have a quarterback that is starting to cook, he continues to cook when that running back game is doing his thing too. When you have a Foreman getting 5 chunks of yards and rather chunk plays where he gets 5 to 10 yards every other, then you set it up with the play action. And then now you see Justin Salins with him throwing the deep ball. So it works off of each other. You have to have both to succeed.
You need a balanced team. I mean, even with Mahomes, the great Mahomes, when running back started going down, he's looking a little more like a regular dude. And when the receiving game, what? The offensive line wasn't as great.
Who was his running back last year?
I don't even remember.
Exactly.
Exactly. The point is that the offensive line.
There you have it, homeboy.
No, my point is that
Am I not
they haven't been invincible. My point is that at the height of when Mahomes got there, they had great running, they had great receiver core, and they had a great offensive line and the defense. And over time, they've all have taken turns where they've had to do turnover.
Yeah.
So my point is that yes, Mahomes has definitely went from like a phenom to just superstar, right?
Yeah.
And the whole issue is that, to your point, if you have when Kelsey's down, he struggles, because he doesn't have that safety valve. Like, you got to have players around, period. We, like you said, we have not seen Fields with this iteration of the offensive line, minus the horrible center play that we're getting. Like, once we can fix that issue with this line right, it's going to be even better for him. But he has not had this defense yet, which has gotten better because Brisker was back now. We had a lot of guys that are coming back. So I'm interested to see, that does he really
I love all the people in here that's like, Isaiah Pacheco is a dog. It was Isaiah Pacheco. How could you hate on Isaiah Pacheco?
They weren't saying that. They weren't saying
he
that.
do run like his life depends on it.
Hey,
They weren't saying that when they picked him up. I ain't trying to hear that.
Isaiah Pacheco ain't had a game over 5 yards carry yet.
Well, you talking about this year?
This year. Oh no, I'm like he had one game. He had
I
the
ain't been
Jets
keeping
game.
up with him. This
He had the
year.
Jets game. He had 115 15 yards in that game. Bro, they ain't using
I like
that boy, bro.
Muck the General. He's
Excuse
like,
me?
you MFers, do you know the Patriots was
What happened?
Come on, Muck.
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 I love it. He gets the
Whoever
horn.
don't know that Beijing is a rookie.
Appreciate it,
I'm loving Muck the General.
Yeah, Muck the General.
That's the name.
Boy,
Shout
I
out
said
to
he
him.
run like a runaway. That's crazy.
That's a crazy stat.
Hey, that's Drew. That's Drew. Though. I almost said it.
What?
That's Drew. Drew said he run like a runaway slave. Well, yeah, that's Drew. That's Drew. Shout out,
Leave it to
Drew.
Drew.
Appreciate you
12
always showing
years.
love to the show. Hey, man, if y'all haven't done so, hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Do talk Chicago Sports daily on this channel. Only channel talking Chicago Sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure you stay in tune with us, man. Muzz out here getting way overexcited on Isaiah Pacheco. Come on now, guys. Like, let's calm that down.
Yeah.
I knew he wasn't doing. Listen, I didn't even know what Isaiah Pacheco numbers was, and I knew he ain't living up to it.
His competition is Jerick McKinnon and Clyde Edwards.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, what are we
yeah.
talking about? He was a prize rookie, and then he just fell off after this.
Oh,
week.
you
He was
mean-
decent.
Hey,
last
hey,
year.
They so cold.
Hey,
Let's go ahead and trade for him and see what
Never
happens.
pay him any money? Is that
No,
what
I
you
didn't say that.
said?
I didn't say that at all. I said Saquon Barkley
Oh,
and Christian McCaffrey. Yeah.
uh-huh.
Where's my man?
Yeah,
Bijan.
yeah, uh-huh.
Hey, ATL is like is the most poverty stricken team in the league, in my opinion, too. How you have 3 young stars that don't know how to use either of them?
Hey, bro. Hey,
Kyle Pitts is over there dying right now.
hey, bro. They said,
I don't even want to
That
talk
man is
about that.
dying.
Bro.
What happened to him?
the fact that they said, hey, we need to get Bijan more touches. Arthur Smith said, bet you doing punt returns. I was like, boy, fire this man yesterday, bro. The second the depth chart would have came out and I saw my star running back doing punt returns, which is also not something that is like a surprise. Like running backs do this all the time. It's not crazy. But, bro, I was dying laughing yesterday when I saw this man returning punts and immediately getting hit. Like the punt return coverage wasn't good either. Hey, man, let's keep it moving along, though. I do want to talk about this a little bit with you guys, man. The draft coverage portion of the show, which Joel is on Draft Watch every other day with the Chicago Bears at this point.
Oh my God.
And it's really cool to see that the no matter what, right? Like no matter who's the next quarterback, having DJ Moore and having the second or another first overall pick, which it seems like we're gonna have, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't see a game on this. Now they might win one, but I don't really see a game on this Panthers schedule that I feel confident that they're gonna go out there and win. Like, they are awful.
We getting that first pick.
They are. I mean, shout out Frank Wright. He's a garbage head coach.
Shout out to Kyler Murray.
I mean, shout out Kyler Murray coming out.
Thank you,
making a win.
Kyler. Yeah.
Kyler Murray might try to run something off out there for no reason.
For no
But,
reason at all.
no, man. I mean, like when you look at the draft board right now,
Draft Watch.
Bears are number 1 and number 5
Uno
right
and
now
cinco.
on the board.
Ow.
Does this is this how the board pretty much finishes?
No.
No.
Why not? The Giants
Yes.
are
I think the
absolute
Giants are
trash.
atrocious as well.
Let's-
Tommy,
I think the Bears
Oh, let me pull
I
that
think
back
the Bears
up.
get closer to like maybe 14, maybe 15, honestly. This is, of course, if
Oh.
Justin Fields turns out to be the guy that we hope him to be, if he does, the Bears could be scratching that 8th seed possibly. I was looking at the
Lord.
standings, man. It's not that much difference between 8 and 9.
that's the crazy part. That really is.
We're
crazy.
not that far away, honestly.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. Like, selfishly, I rather them let's just get that first, if not get to the second or third pick. But it would look good for evaluation purposes that Fields is that guy, and then we're getting 16th pick.
But I think here's the thing, right? What the question you really have to ask with what the Bears could do, right? Like right now, that 8th seed is, or that 7th seed is the Vikings. Vikings are 6-4. You're gonna be, I mean, it's gonna be tough to get there. For that last playoff spot.
I would say it's not possible because you got
6-4
out of your own division, 2 out of the division like that.
Yeah, we got to play them.
Minnesota came up when they got down.
You're not hoping to make the playoffs, in my opinion, at this point. You're just hoping to go out there and compete every game, get your evaluation. I mean, best case scenario is, right, Justin Fields looks amazing, your defense looks good, you just get beat by better talent. The problem is the last 3 games of the year.
You know what? If you look up the standings, right? Who's I mean, they could. The thing is, it's the top 4 in your divisions, and then after that, it's all wild card. So,
but I mean, they're not. I mean, the Vikings are 6-4. They haven't slowed down. In fact, to me, they've gotten a little bit better. The Cowboys are 6-3. They're 6 right now. Those are your 2 teams that are really close, and then the Buccaneers are 4-5. Like, you can get to be in that last on the bubble team, but you're not.
You got to look at what our record is going to be. We got to play Detroit twice. We got to play Minnesota, who's again clicking. And
I mean, we're terrible on division and whatever.
No, 100%. I like. There's a. It's a tough scenario for the Bears. Your next 4 games are tough. You got Lions, Vikings, Browns.
Yeah. Oh my, that defense. Yeah.
And Deshaun Watson, for some odd reason, looks like he's worth $230 million all of a sudden. So
I don't know. That's one game. Like, show me.
I think that's.
I mean, hey,
let's be real.
Show me again, right?
It's one half.
Show me more than 1 game. All right, hey Justin, show me more than 2 games. I got you. You know,
I'm just saying, like that was one half of football. That wasn't even a game.
Yeah,
because that offense looked horrible in the first half.
Yeah,
but it was good to see him actually start cooking again, though, because I was actually the jury was out on him.
Yeah, I hope so. Listen, I mean, just stay, just. Make sure you stay face down on the massage tables. That's all we ask, bro. Don't be, I mean, I'm just saying. Nothing crazy.
But you know what? That's where the problem was, because he wanted somebody to massage his glutes. Anyway, let's move past this. Let's move past this one. We're going to shimmy this way. Anyway,
shimmy,
so like.
Poor choice of word there.
Poor choice of words. Good Lord. Hey, listen, going back to this draft board that you had, I thought it was interesting. I've looked up 3, maybe 4 different mock drafts, and they have us picking in top 5. But the 2 names I always see is the offensive tackle. I can't pronounce this young man's name. Don't want to
just say Olu.
There you go. You know who I'm talking about. Olu. And but everyone has us picking Drake May.
No.
Everyone?
I've seen a mock draft.
The mock drafts, most of them have us picking Drake May.
But that's true.
So everybody's trying to move on from Fields.
Well, I mean, listen, would you be surprised if Ryan Poles was just like, I'm gonna draft a quarterback because I feel like I got the team 3 quarters there? Like, I wouldn't be surprised by it. Listen,
not at all.
Justin over the next 7 weeks has to change his name. Yeah. If we get to the end of this season and you have quarterbacks on the board and you feel like you need to go make a change at quarterback, I wouldn't be surprised by it. I wouldn't be shocked by it, because you haven't. If he plays like he did the first 3 weeks, now I'm not gonna lie. At this point, I feel like my theory is proven that the teams use the first 3 weeks of the season as preseason, because football is just now
to ramp up. Yeah,
last Sunday was the first Sunday where I was like, this looked like a good brand of football.
Yeah, the Bears barely played the preseason.
The Bears didn't play nothing in preseason. Most of the teams didn't play in preseason, and most of the teams looked horrible the first 3 weeks of the season. But I look at. Right, like I wouldn't be shocked if Ryan Poles was like, you know what, over the last 7 weeks, Justin Fields just kind of looks like a guy. He didn't look like the guy. If he moved on from him. Now, do I want that scenario to play out? No, and that's a whole different conversation. But that's on Justin Fields to figure it out. That's on Justin Fields to prove. That's on Justin Fields to go out there and show out. And yes, there's scenarios that are going to work against him. And yes, he might go somewhere else and be a better quarterback than what they have here or than what he was here, but you still got to go out and you still got to make plays.
I got some questions for you to the panel. Last year, what did Justin Fields prove? What did he
run the ball?
You know he's good at
playmaking ability,
mobility.
To me, he proved that if you throw him in a bad situation, he can make.
He can get out of it.
He can extend the play.
So the second question for me: so what does it have to take for this year? Do you think it would take the exact opposite? Let's just say they don't win another game, but Justin Fields now proves that he can pass. He gives you a good 250 plus.
You keep him. You knew your team.
That's the only question.
That's what you want him. That's what you want. You want to see if he can pass.
Yeah.
Like you just hit the nail on the head. Can he pass? I don't need to know if you can run. I need to know
then the wins and losses don't matter at all, right?
You gotta make good decision making.
No, but like the losses can't be on him, right? It can't be like
boneheaded. He threw the ball.
He throws it into. It can't be Mitch Trubisky.
Right.
When Mitch Trubisky got benched, there was no question.
Yeah,
he should have got benched here in Chicago. This man looked the defensive line or a linebacker dead in the face and was like, "It's your ball." He should have got Matt Nagy was not in the wrong for
Bad.
benching this man. He was in the
Bad.
wrong for a lot of the other things that happened here, but he was not in the wrong for benching this man in that play. Zach, who was the tight end we had? Zach.
The guy that got hurt.
I know exactly what you're talking about. His leg got taken off.
He
I know
tore his
exactly.
He
leg.
still got the leg. Let's
Yeah.
not put
He
that.
almost lost his whole.
He could have lost his leg.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. Zach. I want to say Thomas. That's not him. Zach Thomas is not his name. Zach Thomas is a.
That was the
defensive player.
linebacker for the Dolphins.
Yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. But he was our tight end, right? He just came to the sideline, looked at him, and was like, "What are you doing?"
Miller.
Zach Miller, right? He just came to the sideline. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What did you see? Like he DeAndre Hopkins them. What do you see? Yeah, I mean, so like there are moments where the quarterback can sit himself down by the play on the field. Justin Fields has to go out there and prove that he can throw the football and not make mistakes and be the reason that we're losing games.
Correct.
But wins and losses are not inherently on Justin
It's not a
Fields.
QB stat.
It's not a QB stat, and I hate when people sit there now and they're just like he's 6-25 and the team is 6-25. He is. He's 6-25.
He's 6-25. Yeah.
And starts.
He
And
can't
it's like,
play the
okay,
line.
well, he had Matt Nagy behind an offensive line where his left tackle was 40 years old, and they sent Myles Garrett at him 17 times.
They had no defense.
And Myles Garrett got to him 17 times. The next season, they basically gutted the team. And then now, right, to start this season, we had questions on the play calling. All of a sudden, it looks good. And then literally after the third game 4, game 5, Justin Fields and the offense looks good. Game 6, they changed the center. He looks bad for a half, gets hurt.
And the center change happened after he got hurt.
The center change happened after he got hurt. But it's just
There you have it,
it's just
homeboy.
one of those things for me where it's like wins and losses is not on Justin Fields. You not being able to go out there and get the ball to DJ Moore, that's on Justin Fields. Because the rookie says something to me. I don't know if y'all saw this that came out where, first off, this tell you how terrible your coaching staff is, right? The first play of the game, DJ Moore goes for 16 yards. He wasn't supposed to get the ball.
Yep.
He wasn't supposed to get the ball. The scheme literally had the first play of the game not going to DJ Moore. He's the best player on the field. Tyson Bagent said he the best player.
I'm getting the ball to
throwing
DJ
him the
Moore.
football.
Yeah.
DJ Moore said, I was surprised.
Smart man.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's what I want to see Justin Fields do. And it's not throw it to the point where the defense is just like, hey, guess what? Like, he's throwing it to DJ Moore. They know you're supposed to be throwing it to DJ Moore. It's not a secret. He's the only dude on the team that we really care about. And then you get Cole Kmet involved, and then you get Darnell Mooney involved, and then you run the football well. But like he has to make those decisions and be able to make those decisions over these next 7 weeks for me to feel good about him finishing out the season.
So
I want to feel good about it.
So with that being said, with the draft and controlling the draft, if we keep Fields, then that means we can trade down. And we can trade and maybe do the exact same thing they just did. If they got 2 number 1s and a number 2 and a starting receiver for basically Bryce Young, if we need everyone to be crazy high on Caleb Williams and Drake May, so we can sell this thing and maybe we're getting 2 or 3 number 1s.
I'll be honest with you. I don't see any situation where if we're in a situation where we have 2 or even 3 number 1 picks where a QB isn't drafted. Because you just haven't had enough. And this is where you have to take the emotional side of it and look at what GMs are going to do.
Well, what if they give me 40?
Ryan Poles is going to get, like, you got to think your backup is a defensive or a quarterback.
You take the emotion out
That's
of it.
what I'm saying.
If you're picking,
You're going to draft a QB. You have to.
You don't have to.
I'm saying,
you don't.
What if they get beat 41-28 the next 4 weeks?
right.
The next 4
Picking
weeks.
for need. That's not
Or
emotion.
the next 7
We
weeks, my
need-
bad. The next 4 weeks realistically, because that's when they play the Lions or twice in the Vikings. But like, what if you go out there and like, if we being 100% honest, best case scenario is what? Justin Fields goes out there, he puts up 28 to 30 something points a game.
Just like last year.
And
the defense is winning.
The defense is
and running
still got
games.
holes, and you need some issue. You got some issues you got to address on there. You lose the games.
Yeah.
Matt Eberflus gets fired.
Are you
And you get the top picks.
Yes.
Now, my question is, are you all, you have to think of it from a GM's perspective. Are you ready to sit there and put your GM, like if you're playing GM, in a situation where, again, there's a draft where there's talented QBs coming out. You don't get one because you're riding with this experiment. And again, the tone is we want to see Justin succeed. So get over the fact of entertaining the QB. This is the business aspect of it. Shut that noise up. You have to do it. If he doesn't pick a QB and that QB goes on and puts up better numbers than Justin has in worse situations or similar situations, the narrative is going to quickly shift. You have to consider it. Every GM in Pose's position is going to pick a QB. They have to.
Kid. Let me. I got the GM hat.
You got 7 games.
I got the hat on.
Yeah, but you play fantasy, baby. We talk about people's real livelihood.
Listen, right. The whole point is you just said business, right? You're talking about committing millions of dollars to a quarterback that you got to get it right. You don't have to do that for two years. On top of that, if you trade this pick down again, you're going to get multiple first-round picks. Guess what? There's probably going to be another quarterback that comes out next year, and you control the board again. Let's just say they give it to, let's say the Giants or someone that want to move up. I'm just throwing them out there, right?
Get your 3 technique.
Huh?
Get your 3 technique.
Who
have to trade you
your
Dexter
defensive
Lawrence.
tackle? Yes.
Right.
You get your 3 technique.
Yeah.
You get your tackle, you get your 3 technique, you build the trenches, and that's now, and maybe we get our center. You got multiple picks this year. You can do this again, and now you insulated, even if Justin Fields is just mid and you're still winning games, a la like a Kansas City situation.
Yeah.
You're still winning your division, you're still got the team built up, and then you can trade all that draft capital, and maybe you do it again. No GM has been in this situation. I don't think I've ever seen this where we got who is it? Cardinals have both picks. They got the Texans pick. Well, no, the Texans out of it now. They had their first round pick. When have you seen it where you might have 2 number ones like this? The Jets had the 4th.
Jets had 2 number ones. The Bears
no,
had the
not
Bears
number 1.
The Bears have had 2 top 5 picks. They haven't had number 1.
We ended up.
We don't know if we got 2 top 5 picks yet.
That's the Grossman and the Dr. Doolittle picks. But it wasn't the number 1.
That's a horrible draft.
It wasn't the number 1. I think it was number 4.
I hate you brought that draft up.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But at this caliber, and you need tackles and defensive linemen, you can build this team continually. So if we got to suffer one more year because we still haven't paid Fields yet. Yeah. And if he's not that great, and you might actually get a 2nd round pick for him anyways, because someone says we'll take him, we'll let him run around like Kaepernick or
I have very little faith that if he doesn't show up, that you're going to get a 2nd round pick for him next year if it doesn't work out. I have very little faith in that. Well, you might barely get that now.
You're sitting in Indiana, kid.
You might barely get that now. Let's be real.
PK, this is the reason why I'm tired of this quarterback carousel talk, because we keep talking about what if with CJ Stroud, what if when we could have had Pat Mahomes back in the day over Mitch, what if. It's not the quarterback.
Nah, that was a serious miss. But
here's my point.
Picking Mitch over 2 other quarterbacks.
I'm with you.
Great
quarterback. Three. It was 3 quarterbacks.
To be honest, my point that I'm saying is if you even brought Deshaun in here, if you brought Pat in here, if you brought anybody that was of any sort of greatness in the building with the Chicago Bears organization and the coaches that they had then and the coaches that they have now, would they be the same version of themselves? Would CJ Stroud be killing like he's killing in Houston with the type of coach that DeMeco Ryans is? I said it on my own channel. DeMeco Ryans needs to be up for the coach of the year. Eberflus ain't touching that. He's not going to be making a system around the quarterback to make him successful, even though he doesn't have the names over there.
DeMeco Ryan is also a defensive coach.
He a beast. But what I'm saying is they put the team together to utilize his Stroud's strengths. Over here, they're not doing that with Justin. Whatever Getsy is doing, it's not working. And so when we keep talking about Justin needs to just get replaced with this talent coming up, it's going to be the same old thing. We need to address the protection first and then address the trenches on the other end with the edge rushing.
So you're looking at it as opposed to hedging your bet.
And mind you, if we still got the first pick that we turn into multiple, we still have our pick. So let's just say hypothetically, Fields does great. And then, like you said, we got the 15th or 16th pick. You're still picking a quality for some starter. Maybe it's a linebacker, whatever it is that we got to get in that first round. But now we got all those extra picks, the extra first rounder, maybe it's the 2nd round, whatever they got to do. But we still need a center really bad. Like we need a center. And I personally would like to see a left tackle. Yeah. And now if you you're insulating Fields to the point where he has true talent. He has a receiving core. He's got 2 tight ends. We actually, the running game is, we have running backs. They can't block except for Roshan, but we have.
He's the only one.
And the defense is getting better, but we need this 3 technique to make this Tampa 2 do something. So I'd say control the board, and then we can play this game next year.
And that's why I said the best case scenario that you're going to have is going to be, right, Justin comes out and he's able to score offensively and he looks good. And your defense still has too many holes to get stops when they need to. Yeah. Which, guess what? The defense still has too many holes to get stops when they need to. You got stops versus the Carolina Panthers. Big whoop. Frank Wright basically was going out there and was like, hey, listen, so y'all run around and we'll see. There's the best scenario for the Bears is to have answers that you already have on your team. And I think even if the Bears lose out the rest of the way and the quarterback looks good, you would see Ryan Poles go, okay, so now I know what the issue is. Y'all get out. Right. I'll find somebody else that can run a 4-3 defense. Or here's the thing. Realistically, maybe Flus stays. Like Lovie Smith had what, 3 offensive coordinators?
I think Flus stays.
Listen, the defense is looking better.
Yeah, I know.
The defense is looking better.
It is.
Lovie Smith had what, three offensive coordinators or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like you want to build somebody that can sustain that system, of course, but it's like that's like maybe Flus stays because the defense is starting to move in the right direction, and you change Getsy, and you bring in somebody who's like, listen, I'll run
the same concepts.
What you need, similar concepts, but like I'll let Justin do what he needs to do to be successful. Like there's a bunch of scenarios coaching wise that you can go in, but if you go into the draft and Justin hasn't shown you anything. Right, like if you can't replicate anything from the Denver game is the best scenario. Mm-hmm. Your coaches made the wrong decision.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and listen, Luke Getsy is what he is. You go into a game and Tampa Bay goes, we knew what he was going to run the whole game.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially on the last
screen
4 plays. Like, that's the craziest thing in the world.
Lateral.
But hey, man, we'll see what it all ends up being, man. This draft is going to be an interesting one. Let's get into the best and worst of the weekend. Finish it out here because we got a Bulls game. Y'all going to be able to tune in with us on that as we live call that. Kid is going to get that thing started off because I'm not allowed to live call games in here anymore because I'm a little loud.
We got to whisper. We
have our neighbors are a little, hey, artists. What are you going to do with them? But hey, what was the best and worst thing y'all saw from the weekend, man? I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna start it off with my best thing that I saw from the weekend. Is there is hope in Chicago, ladies and gentlemen, and he goes by the name of 18-year-old Connor Bedard. Oh my God,
right. You doggone right.
Oh my God.
He said you doggone.
Hey, listen, that dude,
future GOAT.
No, that's a tough sport to be a GOAT, and I'm not gonna lie to you. We'll probably never live to see somebody break Wayne
Gretzky. Another Wayne Gretzky.
Ain't nobody touching Gretzky.
Bro, my dad said that the other day. He was like, he moves like Gretzky. I was like, relax.
Like, relax.
Right, everybody breathe.
Relax.
Rose-tinted glass.
Breathe here a minute. But I think Connor Bedard is the best thing I saw from the weekend. What'd you see, Jay Cliff?
You know what? I mean, we touched on it already. Connor Bedard is a dog. But my worst or best of what I saw this past week is, in fact, CJ Stroud.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Because now everybody's talking about him being in MVP conversations. I believe
as a
freaking rookie, dude. I believe his stat line over this season, if I could bring it up, is
2,600
yards, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, over 2,600 yards, a 61% completion, 101 quarterback rating. So, I mean, you can't get no better than that. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey, I believe, was running the MVP conversations at the beginning, but he's right there in it. He may not win it, but he's right there.
C-Dub, what'd you see?
My best thing this weekend was seeing Green Bay fans get a taste of what it's like to be a Chicago fan.
Hey, I loved it.
I loved it too, bro. Hey, Jordan Love throwing 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions.
Hey, when Jordan Love went down there, I swear I was like, throw the 3rd touchdown, throw the touchdown, and then missed the extra point because he's the answer. Oh, is he?
No. You didn't say the magic word.
Please.
It felt good, man.
I hate this hacker
It felt
crap.
good watching them sit there and they cringe and they like, we thought we had the guy, but then they realize they don't have the guy, so they're confused and they're bewildered, and now they got to look forward to next year's draft. I want to feel good to feel what Bears fans always felt.
Hey, as long as they don't draft Drake, man, he's elite. Go ahead.
I would say the best was that the Cardinals won. So I was happy about that as I was typing up the little graphics. The worst is I saw the Michigan coach crying. I'm like, what in the world are you crying for? I I couldn't believe that. Like my
Crying
initial
to a team he should have beaten by 30.
Yeah,
Harbaugh?
Yeah,
No,
the assistant
the
coach,
assistant
the
coach this
interim
time.
Oh, I
coach.
didn't see that.
He was crying like a. Yeah. Anyways, it was like, dude, this dude.
Jesus.
Whoa.
I was, and then when I flipped on and saw First Take, Stephen A was like, "What you crying for?" I was like, "That's what I said,
Bro, I had no idea what was going on. Kid, what was the best thing you saw for this weekend?
I'm gonna give something a little different. I was gonna say CJ Stroud, but I'm gonna go Joshua Dobbs, man. I like what he's doing in Minnesota simply because I don't think people realize how, like, you saw his OC on Pat McAfee show talk about him feeding plays to him in the first game. He still don't know the playbook. He still don't know what the heck is going on, and he's playing at a really good level. I think he had a passer rate of 101 yesterday as well. So just seeing him like come into that situation, take his career to his own hands, and then even hearing the story about how they promised that he wasn't gonna get traded, trade that man anyway. Then he gets
They'll lie to you in this league.
they lied to that man's face, and then all of a sudden he's starting on the Minnesota Vikings. I just like to see people have that type of success. So like I thought that was one of the highlights, other highlights.
We're calling the Pastronaut.
Hey, bro, listen, like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, see, Josh Dobbs to me, I'm just like every time I see him, I'm like, isn't this like the least difficult thing you do all day? Like, you're putting together literal rocket fuel. Like, ain't this the least difficult thing that you've done? I'll tell you guys my worst, and then we get to some of y'all super chats as we finish out the worst of the week. The worst thing I saw this weekend, shout out to my boy Jay Garth for shooting this over to me. DeMar DeRozan did a feature on a new rap album by Jason Martin, who is a rapper that is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, and maybe this was all just publicity to get us to see that album. Oh my god, it rivals Kobe.
He spit?
No.
Oh
no, he spitting on he was rapping or he was rhyming words together.
Oh my
but
God.
Yeah, they were not good. I'm not gonna lie to you. And here's the worst part of it. I'm gonna just give you a snippet of it, right? Black business brands strong, so they can hate then move to the Windy City top. How we gonna win? Zach LaVine from the line, all you clowns on the pine. Clown it out, just fine, relax. Debo being nice.
Compton's in the house.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much what we heard. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. That was the worst
Bars.
thing that I saw.
Hey, my boy, what?
And what you got?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't prepared for the worst case, so I'm gonna just put my usual out here. Why is Velus Jones still on the Bears? That's the worst every week.
He's
That's
not
all
playing.
I got to say.
He's not playing.
He don't even need to be on the field. Treat him like Claypool.
Jay Clem, what you
Get
got?
him home.
Hey man, I think the Clippers might have made a mistake.
Oh my God, that's the worst.
I think the Clippers made a mistake.
Oh my God,
that's a good point.
I think they made a
Yep.
mistake.
That's a good point.
You gave up all that for James Harden, who looks disgruntled already, and he doesn't fit. They got too many guards in the starting lineup.
I told y'all he gonna be out in China in 2 years.
Ooh, I don't know.
I
If
said 2 years, bro. He gonna be over there with Dwight.
They gonna accept him
You
over
better
there?
hope Dwight don't try to dunk him.
Hello.
Joel already gave his. He already gave his worst. The crying kid. What was the worst thing you saw this weekend?
I'm gonna have to go with the Warriors not supporting Steph as he goes off on a tear. That man has no help. Clay is not getting that man any help. Draymond trying to talk trash to Ant-Man just to lose. Ant-Man put up 33, by the way. It ain't looking good. Here's Clay's last 5 games.
Ant-Man might be the next dude that you don't talk trash to.
Yes.
Don't talk trash to that dude. Here's the last 5 games for Klay Thompson. Get Steph some help, by the way. 16 points, 14 points, 15 points, 17 points. All of those points I just said, he took just as many shots. He missed most of them.
His elevation is crazy.
It's over. I mean, I love Clay, but it's over. It's okay. It comes to an end.
It's a wrap, my boy.
Let me knock out some of these super chats real quick, and then we're going to get into this Bulls live call. Shout out to Ebony Sales, always in here. Best thing Lovey did for Houston was get them the second best QB in last year's draft. I mean, he wasn't a part of that draft. He got fired the very next day after he finished that game. But, hey, whatever.
Do you think they still pick him if he was the number 1 pick? If they have the number 1 pick, do you think they still pick or do they go with
Bryce Young is not the problem in Carolina.
Yeah.
Bro, I can't sit here and defend Justin Fields and not defend Bryce Young. He's in a no-win
I'll give you
situation.
that.
Adam
Yeah, I'll
Thielen
give you
out
that.
there looking like T-Mac in the Spurs jersey. We don't want to see it. Yeah, I mean, like, shout out to Daryl Gibson says, should they switch Tevin and Nate Davis? That might be a conversation for tomorrow. Appreciate that super chat as well. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid. C-Dub is in the building with the super producer Joel Holt, and we got Jay Clem in his mug, man. Y'all stay safe out there. Kid to get the
What
live
is that look?
right on the other side. Peace.
What was that look?
That look was crazy. He was waiting for the look too.
Oh,
He was waiting.
He was lining up.
Hey, is that your wrestler intro?
Bang, bang.
Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago.